Hi, this is Carolyn at Carolina Crafting. Welcome to another tutorial. Whether you found me from the link in my newsletter or directly on my YouTube channel, I really appreciate you being here. If you are enjoying the videos that I'm making, please subscribe to my channel so you won't miss out on any future posts. Today I wanted to bring you another Valentine's project, and I have got two great options for Valentine stamps and die cuts. I have the Endless Love stamps and die cuts. Then I have the Valentine Kisses stamps and die cuts. And I've made a few cards with those and posted them already. However, I was looking around to see what other stamps I have in my craft room that may not look like Valentine stamps or be marketed as Valentine stamps, but you could make Valentine's cards with them. One of the stamp sets I've really been excited to use is the Sweet Bugs. And so I decided I wanted to see if I could make a Valentine card from it. And so this is what I came up with. Just a cute little card. It says love you lots, so it's appropriate for Valentine's. But you wouldn't just normally look at that stamp set and think, let me make Valentine's cards out of it. And so I challenge you to look around and see what other stamp sets you have that you can use in other ways. So let me get started and show you how I made this card. First, I have just a regular A2 card base. This is Blackberry Bliss, and it's a 5.5 by 8.5 piece of cardstock scored at 4.5 in the middle. I'm just going to come in and give that a nice burnish on my score line. Then I use some of the Designer Series paper that comes in this set, or if you buy it as a suite. And this is the Cute as a Bug 12 by 12 Designer Series paper that I'm using. The largest piece I have cut here is 3 3/4 by 5, and let me go ahead and adhere that. I'm running low on glue. I may have to get me open another glue bottle. Next, I have 2 strips of cardstock. This one is Mossy Meadow, and it's 1 inch by 4.5 inches. And then I cut a smaller piece from Blackberry Bliss, and this is 3/4 of an inch by 4 inches. I did decide to run these through 2 different embossing folders just to give them more texture and more interest on the card. So the first one we're going to put down is the larger one, the Mossy Meadow. It's going to the left side of the card. And I'm just going to center it between the top and bottom of the Designer Series paper that I put down. And then we'll put down the little strip of Blackberry Bliss. And it's going to overlap just a little onto the Mossy Meadow. And I'm just going to center it between the top and bottom of the Mossy Meadow. Okay. Then you'll bring your smaller piece of Designer Series paper that's 2 1/4 by 3 and adhere it. And you're going to have it overlap your Blackberry Bliss just a little bit. And again, you're going to put it in the middle of that strip. Okay, next you'll see on my card that I have one of the Everyday Arches and one of the little bugs from the Designer Series paper. So with the Everyday Arches, I used, it's the third from the smallest arch. You'll see there's a couple here, and then this is the third from the smallest to cut my arch. And then with the bugs, one thing I like about a lot of the papers is that with the Designer Series papers, they have, some of them have coordinating dies. And this little bug you see, he's in purple and green, or Blackberry Bliss and Mossy Meadow. He has a die that matches him. So I did not have to fussy cut him. I just ran him through my die machine, and there he is. So let's glue these down. This one you'll just adhere with your glue or Stampin' Seal. I'm getting several layers there, so I'm just going to hold that down a minute to get it to stick. And then my little caterpillar, I'm going to put on dimensionals. He's so cute. And one of the reasons I used him in this card is because the leaf is the shape of a Valentine. So I thought that added to my theme of using for a Valentine's card. For my sentiment, I'm going to bring in a little scrap of basic white that I have. I get made fun for saving my scraps, but somehow when I'm cutting cards, I always end up with little 1/2-inch strips, and they're perfect for a lot of the sentiments. So we're going to use the Lots of Love, or I'm sorry, Love You Lots from this stamp set with the bugs, and use Real Red. Okay. And then I'm just going to cut him. And I use my triple banner punch. It's too long to really fit into that one in the center. But what you can do, you can flip it over and slide it in, and it just takes a little finessing to get it in there. And still get that look of that banner. And I'll slide this one in here. Like I said, you gotta finesse it a little bit. I'm not good doing it with my left hand. Okay. There we go. And then you just get it punched out with the ends like that. And then bring my card back in. I'm going to flip it over and put a couple of dimensionals, one in the middle and one on this end. Since my little bug is already popped up, I'm just going to put a little glue on that side to adhere it down. The last thing he needs is a little ladybug, and these are the Ladybug Garden epoxy shapes. Let me just get one picked up here to set on my leaf. How cute is that? And here's the other one I made. So one I used the Mossy Meadow for the caterpillar, the other one the Blackberry Bliss. Which one do you like best? So yeah, that's a cute little card you can use for Valentine's. And I would just like to challenge you to look at your stamps and see if there's other ways that you are able to use them. Thank you for watching.